Today for Devotions with Daniella, we are reading from Daniella's book, Uncultured. Chapter 8, The End of the World as We Know It. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, 1995. It was February 18th, time for the fast. Again. Grandpa's birthday, the official birthday of the family. Over 3 long days, we would pray for the old man's health, rededicate ourselves to God, and read new Mo letters to discover the updated revelations he had sent to his prophet. While the grown-ups were fasting and talking to God, the kids had lots of free time to color and play, and we got to eat special occasion food like soups and sandwiches made from donated bread, homemade mayo, and some cheese and tomatoes. And, if we were lucky, even lunch meat. It was safest if we were quiet and stayed away from the adults during the fast. Sometimes their hunger led to crankiness, which could mean extra discipline. The day started differently than in previous years. At our dawn wake-up, we were instructed to put on our best street dresses, the single nice outfit every kid had for accompanying adults outside the commune to raise money or beg for food from shops and grocery stores. But the fast wasn't usually a dress-up event. We were to head to the schoolroom on the 3rd floor of the main house, a large multi-purpose space where Auntie Patty also lived. As I climbed the stairs to wait in the line of younger kids, I couldn't figure out the vibe. It almost felt like a party with adults milling outside the room, but many of them were crying. Something was very different. Auntie Dora opened the door. Behind her, I saw more important adults already inside. There was Mom sitting with the secretary pool, all the women who would take notes today. I didn't even have to turn my head to know that Dad would be over in the musician's corner, tuning his guitar and getting warmed up for inspiration time before the praying began. It was nice that I didn't have to look, since I knew Uncle Jerry would be right next to him. "Welcome to Grandpa's graduation party," Auntie Dora said, her slight German accent coming through, a big smile plastered on her tear-stained face. She welcomed all of us inside, and as I entered, I saw streamers hanging from the ceiling and balloons bouncing around the floor. In the center of the room was a big easel, upon which sat a full-color, glossy, absolutely giant picture of an old man with a creepy smile. I was so confused. What did Grandpa graduate from? Was he in school? I thought school was evil. Why would an adult go to school? Did this mean we were going to get to start going to school too? The uncles played their guitars, and the adults sang through their tears. We've got a lot, we've got a lot, we've got a lot to be thankful for. As we took our seats, I saw that each place had an oversized black and white picture book that read, "Now it can be shown." The front printed with the same photo that was on the easel, the old man with the oily forehead, big white beard, gold chain, deep set eyes, and eerie smile that would haunt my dreams. The ultimate creepy uncle. Never known what Grandpa looked like, never even dared to imagine it. Everything about Grandpa was Selah, our word for top secret, information we guarded with our lives. Everyone knew the Systemites had been hunting Grandpa ever since he started preaching about God, and especially after he started flirty fishing in the 70s, back when Mom was a little girl. Mama Maria and all the other aunties had been sent out to become fishers of men, like the Bible said, luring men and their money to the children of God using sex, the best tool we had to witness for the Lord and show God's love to others. Even though there were several Mo letters that provided precise instructions on how to best be one of God's hookers, we had to stop after an evil German magazine published a picture of him sitting on a bench with 13 scantily clad aunties around him, making them out to be religious prostitutes. It was clear they didn't understand. Then the evil Americans twisted Grandpa's teachings when they reprinted the photo in something called Time magazine And that's when Grandpa had to start living in hiding, moving all around the world. After that, all pictures of him had been cut out of any family publications. And if they couldn't be cut out, Dad had to draw a big cartoon lion's head over his face. But now we gazed upon a real face. The empty space between the black lines of the comics filled in. Our prophet, in the flesh, a real man. Auntie Dora explained that Grandpa had gone to the heavenly city to be with Jesus. I knew something really big was happening, but I felt like I was missing it. Our prophet was dead. I knew everyone was supposed to feel upset, but I didn't. He impacted all of our lives every single day, but I had never met the guy. I didn't love him. I glanced around, wondering if anyone could hear my blasphemous thoughts. February 18th would no longer be called the fast. With Grandpa's death, the day became the feast, a time to consume God's word and rejoice that we had a new spirit helper in heaven to guide us. I sat there wondering if they'd ever tell us how he died, or if that would remain a secret like so much else. I wondered why all the aunties kept hugging the picture and talking about how beautiful and sexy he was. What was I not seeing? Why was I failing to understand? Everyone around me was crying, thanking Jesus, speaking in tongues, and generally carrying on. Auntie Gentleness on her knees, arms lifted to the sky, tears streaming down her face. Uncle Jebediah, eyes closed, unintelligible sounds coming out of his mouth. Auntie Mary Magdalene on the floor, having apparently fainted. Auntie Temperance and Auntie Lydia gathered around her. Everyone had their parts and their scripts, and they all played them so well. They all really thought Grandpa was in heaven, inside the moon, watching us, judging us on how well we were mourning. It felt like a performance, like when I got picked up late at night to go spend a month at one of the family's video production communes, where we did all kinds of acting, singing, and dancing for the educational videos we watched as part of school and sold on the streets. I would be given a person to pretend to be that day, and we'd dramatize the scene, just the way the director told us to. Once, I had to play the beggar on the streets that Grandpa saw in one of his dreams. I understood that we were all acting in this scene, too. The aunties were supposed to get hysterical. The uncles were supposed to find revelations, and we kids were not supposed to get in the way. I had to play my part, the same way I did when the cameras were rolling. That was the only way to stay out of trouble. So I did what I rarely had the self-control to do. I sat really, really still. My body stayed tucked beneath me as my brain ran its way around thousands of questions. What does this mean? Is the family going to go away? Are we going to have to move to America? Will I get to go to school? What will happen now that our leader is dead? And, most importantly, what role will I need to play to survive?